The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNCNow.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mabuhay and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms a community that sees and shares all things new. I'm King Gonzalez, and you guys are watching the 13th episode of the 5th season of Realty Realities. A good Saturday afternoon to everybody at Happy New Year! Happy New Year! I hope the start of 2024 is pretty good for everybody watching and those who are not watching as well. I hope 2024 will be more blessed than 2023, and it will be a productive year of us learning together here at Realty Realities and all the shows of the new channel. So, what do we have for you today? If last week we had Miss Kate Dalaga who spoke to us about making use of raw lands, those idle lands that you don't know what to do, you're not an agriculturist, hindi ka naman a farmer, or you're not into piggeries and livestock. So what do you do with it? Then you offer it to Miss Kate Dalaga Garcia. Now, today, what we're going to talk to you about is what do you do with idle lots in the metro? We see these lots, right? Merong mga nakatiwangwang lang at hindi natin alam kung anong gagawin. And luckily, I've met this guy, and not sure if he still remembers, like 5 years ago, our exhibit spaces were right beside each other. Mine was King Kong Realty and his was Citihub Dormitories. And the proposal was, if you have idle lots in the city, which you don't know what to do with, then you build together a dormitory, making it accessible to the ordinary Filipino, or to everyone, having a temporary shelter in an expensive city where work is, making it affordable, accessible, and convenient for everyone to have a temporary shelter. And this is what we're going to talk to you about this afternoon. But before we bring in the founder of Citihub, we would like to thank our sponsors, who would like to thank for sticking it out for us and making it possible for Realty Realities to be seen by thousands of people. We have Vista Residences. So if you're looking for condominium that's affordable and that's conveniently located near universities, because you're forward looking and wanting to have a an easy access for your kids to go to school when they're in their college, then you get one of the condominiums of Vista Residences. It's right across Ateneo, just beside De La Salle Taft. Um, some are in UST. But the reason why I'm mentioning the University Belt series is that it's selling like hotcakes. So get in touch with me or get in touch with Vista Residences for your Vista residence needs. We also have Q bags by Kenny. These are artisan bags from Marikina. You know, people from Marikina are very good with their hands, not just shoes, bags, belts. So these are bags from Marikina and commissioned by Miss Candy Pangilinan. Would also like to thank Popeye's Chicken, the Louisiana chicken that's made available here in the Philippines, and you can find them in your major malls and also sprouting all over the metro. Like very near us, we're gonna have one. Is it safe to say already? Is it good to say? Yes, along Congressional Avenue, just across Circle C. Okay? So, eto na. Eto na. Wag na nating patagalin because we want to know a business or building business with the heart and caring for everyone and not just, well, you'll hear the story. Okay, so we'd like to call in the founder of Citihub. Let's bring in Mr. Panya Boonsirithum.
Good afternoon, King.
There you go. There you go. Thanks, Panya. Thanks for being in the show. I know you're a busy guy. In fact, we didn't want to mention that you're in a pancake house in Makati. uh, oh yeah, we mentioned it. Yes, Vanya. We got you on the show. Probably that was season one or season two. And
Uh,
yes, we did talk about City Hub. But during that time, if I recall, that was, that was COVID. So businesses were not doing well. And, for everyone, right? So my first question is, kamusta? Kamusta ang 2023 sa City Hub?
2023 has been good to us, so it's been rebound here. Luckily, throughout COVID, out of our four branches, three had survived, but
Yeah, okay.
unfortunately, we had to close down one.
So you said three. Which are these three branches, Panya?
The ones that did make it was we have the Mandaluyong branch, the one in Manila, Santa Mesa area, and also in
Mhm.
Ortigas, Cainta area. Our biggest one, the one in Balintawak, unfortunately, was the one that had closed down.
Oh, okay. Okay. What's a typical footprint again of City Hub? How big are these lots?
Uh, at least we're looking at about 1,200 square because since
Mhm.
our lease rate, since we cater to the low income market and our lease rate is very low, we need economy of scale, the volume.
Uh, kasi yung lease rates mo, if I remember what we have on the Facebook is even less than 2,000 monthly, right?
Yes, actually, depending on the type of accommodation, we have the aircon accommodation. We just recently increased the rate for this year, so it's 2,900. And if they prefer a more budget stay, we have the fan accommodation. It's only 1,900. So yes, it's less than
Oh
2,000.
yeah, 1,900, and it's just not the accommodations. You also what comes with the 1,900? Just for the
Uh,
benefit of our viewers.
well, our lease is all inclusive, so it means that it comes with the power, water is inclusive. They get internet, cable TV, security, 24/7 CCTV. We actually also recently included giving free rice and drinking mineral drinking water.
Gra- Grabe naman. Lahat yun for only 1,900 a month, right? Are
Yeah.
there just to be frank, are there any hidden charges that you might not have mentioned dun sa 1,900?
No, it's all inclusive. It's all inclusive.
Wow! Yung
Yeah.
internet ko nga dito sa office nasa I think 2,000 2,000 pesos per month. So that's
Yeah.
yun meron ka ng matutulugan and it's 24/7 access, right?
24/7 access because we have graveyard workers like night security, call center workers. So yes, it's 24/7, open 24/7.
Uh, yeah, I think for better, it's so difficult to visualize it when you don't have the visuals. So we'll put out the visuals and then take us through Citihub Dormitories and how we go about it. I think we have pictures here of the dorms. So you just don't attract kumbaga ano in people who stay at Citihub ranges from security guard. You also have call center agents, no?
Yes. Well, City Hub is really designed for the labor workers, the minimum wage. Like you mentioned, these are the security guards, the construction worker, the mall girls, sales girls. But
Uh,
what we are surprised to see is that we also are attracting call center agents. And it just shows that even though they have a higher salary, better purchasing power, I guess it just proves that City Hub, aside from being affordable, is decent. That even if
uh,
they can afford a better place to stay,
right.
they stay at City Hub.
Sige, we'll just go back to the picture before this, and I'd like you to give your commentary, Panya.
Okay, wait. I'm actually not seeing any photos in my
No,
on my.
okay, okay. So what I'm seeing right now, this is the actual dorm room. So it has a ceiling fan. So I suppose this is what you call the fan
Yes.
room, right?
So if you notice, this is built inside a repurposed 40-foot container van, shipping containers.
Oh, yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
as you can see, the design is like capsule bed. So it's very much inspired by the capsule hotels in Japan. So we
Mm-hmm,
are
mm-hmm.
not catered to families to live in. It's more for migrant workers. So people who work in the
Yeah.
city, yeah, work in Metro Manila, but live in Laguna, Bulacan, Cavite, because most work opportunities are in Metro Manila. You see a lot of
Right.
influx of people from the provinces coming in. Now, when they come to Metro Manila, the problem is there are not many housing developments that are catered to low income market. The
Yeah.
cheapest.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of residential developments. No doubt about that. There's construction left and right, but most of it is for middle to upper end. These are the
Yeah. Right.
condominiums, the high-rise residential condominiums. As I recall, maybe the the lowest price you can get for condos, a studio is maybe 10,000 a month. while
Mm-hmm.
minimum wage in Metro Manila is 610 a day, so that's about just 14,000 a month. So,
Mm-hmm.
how can they pay 10,000 and then only make 14, right? And they have to worry about food, transport, and family. So this is why we come up with the Project City Hub to address this problem.
And this concept or this idea really came out not recent, no? So City Hub was born when was it again, Panya?
The project started in 2011, so we're about 13
Okay.
years already.
Wow, wow, wow. So 2011, you already had a dormitory put up back then?
Yes, yes. But it was initially the plan was just a very small, like a CSR project. So we just
Mm-hmm.
started with four 40-foot shipping containers, and that was only about 66 beds. So initially, it was just supposed to be a small project, a CSR project. But
Right.
then, as we were operating it, we saw that there was a demand for it. So we decided to expand on the project.
And expand you did. Expand you did to four different sites of how many total beds do you have now for City Hub?
So, yeah, post pre-pandemic, we were about 1,200, and now we're down to about 800.
800. And what occupancies are we talking about now, Panya?
We're about 75 to 80% occupancy.
Wow. So that's about 650 to about 700 people who are benefiting from affordable dormitories care of City Hub.
Yes,
And they don't have to travel, they don't have to spend, 'di ba, transportation, because that's the whole purpose of it. You
yes,
find the, no, you find the nearest City
to
Hub
live near
dormitory
your work.
to you. Right, right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So locker rooms, that's is that complimentary already? Is that part of the lease rate?
That's correct. So we provide them with steel lockers, so for
Mm.
safekeeping of their belongings.
Mm.
So it's pretty much
Hindi
like you're going
hindi
into
nakasama
a
yung padlock.
student dorm. Ay, yung
Hindi
padlock
nakasama
sila
yung
na.
padlock doon.
Oo, sila na yung padlock.
Oh, sila na yun, sila na yun. Okay. So yan, yun yung sinasabi mo that these are container vans that you've interconnected.
Yes.
All right. All
So,
right.
and containers are very. Actually, we are not the first to use containers for construction.
Uh-huh.
Before, if you notice, before the pandemic happened, the food park was very popular, and most of these food parks, when you go to these places, they're all containers stacked up because they're the fastest,
Right.
cheapest, easiest way to do construction. So, and
Right.
then if you look into mga construction sites, mostly when you go to a construction site, you'll see container vans being used as their temporary offices. Or along EDSA, you will see them being used as police posts, these container vans.
And
So
it's
it's
very
actually
sturdy.
correct, correct. Actually,
Right.
these container vans they're not made from ordinary steel. They're made from what we call cordon steel. So the same steel as they use for pile driving by the rivers or the bridges. Because imagine they have to be uh, at sea, months at sea, exposed to all the weather. So
Yep.
they're very, very designed to be very, very corrosive resistant.
Right, right. They were really designed to withstand all different types of weathers, all
Yes.
different types of storms, because as you've said, it's just back there at the sea. Wala namang bubong yung ano
Yeah.
eh. Wala namang
Yes.
bubong yung
Oh,
shipping yung
containers, di
shipping
ba?
lines. Eh.
Yeah.
Oo,
And
oo,
and
tama.
imagine the load. So these
Mhm,
containers,
mhm.
they're used as They they load anything from rice to oil
Mhm.
to cars. So
Mhm.
imagine the load capacity of these
Right,
containers.
right.
And do you know
Yep.
that containers are designed structurally designed to be stacked 7 high? That's why when you see them stacked in the shipping yard, they're stacked 7 high, or when they're
Yeah,
shipped out in the cargo boats, they're stacked 7 high.
yeah,
Structurally, they're
yeah.
designed without any support. And do you know
Right.
when they are stuck together, the only link is the four corners. They're just clips on the four corners.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Imagine.
Tas yung parang may
Yeah,
ganun,
it's
tas,
just they're just
oh,
clips in the four corners. They're not welded shut. They're just
right,
clips.
right,
And
right.
when they're in the open sea, especially when bad weather comes, it's worse than an
Mhm,
earthquake. It really
mhm,
goes.
mhm,
And
mhm.
imagine they're stacked 7 high and just clipped in the corners, and they can withstand all those.
Right. Yep, yep. Can you see other pictures, please, of City Hub? Uh, are you seeing the pictures, Panya? No.
Unfortunately, I'm not seeing the
Okay,
pictures,
okay.
but if you can
Yeah, yeah.
describe
So
me.
this is I suppose the common eating area,
Yes. So City
right?
Hub,
So
like I mentioned earlier, we're not designed for families to live in. It's
mm,
designed
mm,
more for migrant workers who work in the city but live in the outskirts. So instead of them having to commute 4 hours every day, coming in and out, we're like the hotel for them. So they stay with us on the work day, a work week, and then go home to their families on their rest day. So the facility is
uh,
all communal sharing. So there's a
mhm,
common
mhm.
dining space. The toilets are even also common areas.
Yeah, yeah. And the parking spaces also for motorcycles and bicycles, I suppose.
Yes, we also provide motorcycle, bicycle parking.
Meron ba pa niya nagkakataon na may kotse, parking
Yes,
spaces for vehicle?
we do have because a lot of them are either from Grab, doing the Grab car.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we do have some who have the vehicles too, cars too.
Right, right.
But majority
Nice,
are
nice.
mostly they commute or motorcycles.
Right. Ayos, ayos. Well, we're flashing the different pictures that we have of City Hub, but for the viewers who want to know and to see more of these pictures, it's so easy. You just type in City Hub, that's CITIHUB, and I think your website is .com, right?
Yes, the website is cityhub.com.ph.
Okay. .com.ph. Yan, yan, yan. Alam mo, ang curious ako is that um, of all the different businesses, right? Why would the Panya Boonsirithum uh, put up a social enterprise such as City Hub? And I was doing the math earlier. It's the margins that we're talking about is very slim, Panya. But of all the different businesses, I know you're involved in other businesses as well. Why focus on City Up? And you've been doing this for the last what 12 years.
Well, I think it's because there came a time when I was trying to reflect on really what my purpose was. And,
Mm-hmm.
yes, when I was younger, I had the same goal, which is try to come up with save as much money as you can, build up
Mm-hmm.
your bank account, and then same as how do you tell if a person's successful? Oh, you see him wearing a Rolex watch. That guy's successful.
Mm-hmm.
You see him driving
Mm-hmm.
a Mercedes Benz. Yes, that guy's successful. So after a while I realized that that maybe for some people that's still how they define success, but it came to a
Yeah.
point where for me it wasn't the case anymore. And I
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
more uh, and I tried to I think this was emphasized when I got cancer. because I was diagnosed with
Oh,
cancer 2020.
okay.
Actually, the same year as when the COVID pandemic happened. But I was doing
Oh,
City Hub way before this. I was
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
2011, but it cemented my purpose more. Because then, when I got cancer, of course, that's when you do life reflection.
Hmm.
What am I
Hmm.
doing with my life? Am I, is it purposeful? Is it meaningful? So that's when I decided, after reflecting on that, that said, yeah, I'm here in this world, and at the end of the day, we don't bring our bank accounts. We won't be able to bring it with us. Our expensive
Oh, we
luxury
won't?
cars.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's what made me realize that you make enough to live comfortably, and then the rest you try to do the best you can to help others.
Yeah, and helping others you do. Like I recall you also employ people with different abilities in City Hub. Hanggang ngayon ba?
Yes, that's correct. So that's another advocacy that we're pushing for
Mm.
is PWD empowerment. So I'm proud to say since 2017, when I was introduced to PWD community, we have been 100, all the City Hub branches has been 100% PWD staff.
100%?
100%. So, you know,
Oh,
by law, I mean, there's no law mandating we
yeah, yeah.
employ persons with
Uh-huh.
disabilities. But there is, it's like encouraged. It always says that we encourage at least 1%. You
Mm-hmm.
employ
Mm-hmm.
1% per person with disability. But
Right,
what I noticed was, you know, I remember this was 2017. My friend visited City Hub, one of our City Hub projects, and said, since you're doing all this, why don't you also employ person with disability? And for me, that was something new because I never had friends, family who were in that community.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not
Yeah.
familiar. So I said, yeah, let me look into that. So from then, I started visiting other foundations that are caring for persons with disability, NGOs, and I was
Right.
amazed. I said, wow, there are this is untapped workforce, this untapped people who can do a lot. So that's when we decided, sige, we won't do just 1%, but we will do 100% to prove to others that uh, they are capable. As long as you have the right job matching for them, they can do. I remember another friend of mine was like saying, "Are you sure that's a good business decision? Are you not just doing charity? Because at the end of the day, your manpower cost might double because instead of hiring one person, now you have to hire two to do the same job." That's his way. That's how he thought. But I go, if you have the right job matching, they can do at par or even better than able-bodied people. Now, for example, housekeeping work. In our housekeeping work, all they need to do is make sure that the toilets don't smell. Uh, it's clean. It's not wet. The dining areas are always wiped clean, and the rooms are swept. So pretty much that's his routine every day. So whether you is deaf or not, he can do the job. Or for
Right.
customer service, let's say answering the inquiries on the phone, answering emails, answering social media. Whether she's on wheelchair or not, she can do the job, right? But I cannot ask somebody who's deaf to answer the phone, nor can I
Mm-hmm.
ask
Mm-hmm.
somebody in a wheelchair to go up
Yeah.
and down the
Yeah.
stairs and clean
Right.
rooms,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I mean by proper job matching. So if you
So
properly
where
job
do you
match,
get them? Sorry, where do you get them from, Panya? There's an organization that does hiring and training of people with disabilities.
yes, actually it's a government. We have a
No, okay,
partnership with
okay,
NDRC. NDRC
yeah,
stands for National Vocational Rehabilitation Center. Are you
mm-hmm.
familiar with
Mm-hmm.
TESDA?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
So
diba,
they're
TESDA
Tesla
is a
trained.
government. TESDA is a
Uh-huh.
government agency under DSWD. The mandate is to provide free livelihood or skills training so that they can find work. And NVRC is also under DSWD with the same mandate as TESDA to do free livelihood training, but purposely for persons with disability.
Oh,
So
galing, galing.
under this, they have housekeeping, baking, simple computer, assistance skills. And what happens is we have a partnership with NVRC, wherein uh, after their clients, they call it, goes through the training, they do
Mm-hmm.
internship with us. And after their 2 months internship, if they decide, we assess them, and then with equal, with both sides being asked, okay, if we feel that our assessment, they can do the job, we say, okay, you're welcome. And also on their side, if they feel like they like working with
Yeah.
us, then that's the time we hire them.
Yeah, we're shouting out at this point. We're shouting out to our friends who are into property management, hotel developers, and hoteliers. No, this is
Yes,
something that you guys should consider.
yes,
Diba?
especially for housekeeping. Kasi housekeeping
Mm-hmm.
naman, okay, ayaw mo pa nga, wala nang chit-chat eh. they, they just go to work,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, perfect. That's perfect for hotels, for mga resorts, for housekeeping, or even
Mm-hmm.
janitorial. Let's say malls that need
Mm-hmm.
janitorial work, right?
Yeah.
So, this is something that we feel we're trying to push for nga. In Cainta,
Mm-hmm.
Cainta has a very large community of persons with disability. So the Tahanan Walang Hagdan, it's an NGO or a
Yeah.
foundation. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you've heard of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
reason why it's called Tahanan Walang Hagdan is because it's for people on wheelchairs. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
if you visit their facility, if you go inside, there are factories or a wheelchair factory made by people on
Mm-hmm.
wheelchairs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Right.
know,
Right. Mhm. Galing. Hindi, that's the whole purpose why we have realty realities. And we just don't talk about development, property development, and property features, but also bring out these realities that um you know if hadn't we interviewed Citihub, we wouldn't know that there's something like this. And we'd like to create content that we could replay, right? Edit, and then show to people that there's a possibility of us making use of people instead of them being, I suppose, you know, a good portion of them are just lost and don't know what to do, right? Because society does not give them equal opportunities for work.
yes,
No?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, true.
Yeah. What other social enterprises is attached to City Hub, Panya?
So there are a lot of, you'd be surprised to know that social enterprise now is gaining momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Even the academe, like Ateneo University. Ateneo
Mm-hmm.
University already has a full course in social entrepreneurship.
Oh yeah.
And LaSalle is known as a business school. LaSalle also is
Right.
now looking into social entrepreneurship, but not as a. It's not a full blown. It's not a full blown
Uh,
course yet. It's an elective of
yeah.
their business course, but slowly you can see
Uh-huh.
that happening already. And these are
Very good.
not just. I think social enterprise is one of the biggest, fastest way we can help our country. Kasi
Mm-hmm.
if
Mm-hmm.
all if most businesses are social enterprises, it means they're
Mm-hmm.
solving certain social issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
all these businesses are solving social issues, there won't be any problem for if one social enterprise is solving housing, one social enterprise solving work opportunities for persons with disability, one is providing livelihood skills training. What
Mm-hmm.
more? Diba?
So
Now
we might have. Yeah.
the
You go
only
ahead.
thing
Go
is
ahead.
we
Find it.
need to, yeah, the only thing is sana we have the government's backing in supporting. I remember before when Bam Aquino was senator, he tried to come up with a
Mm,
startup bill. This was supposed to uh, push entrepreneurship. Kasi most Filipinos were more profession. I mean, at a young age, they're more uh, parang
we're more employment centric.
Y- yeah, yeah. Then entrepreneurial, di ba? So this startup bill was meant to encourage young Filipinos to be more
Mm,
entrepreneurial by giving them
mm,
tax breaks, better financial assistance, and stuff like that. And then
mm.
if they are social enterprise that solve certain social problems, they can have
Right.
some tax discounts. Because anyway, what are the taxes used for by the government? Is to
Mm,
solve
mm,
social
yeah.
issues, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Panya, just to bring you back to the real estate side of realty realities, right? Um, are there opportunities or are there other sites that you're looking for City Hub? Let's say Quezon City for one. Are you looking for sites in Quezon City?
Yeah, definitely. Since we closed our Quezon City branch had to close, we're definitely
Yeah.
looking into having a site in Quezon City. Like I mentioned, our goal is to have at least one hub in every city in Metro Manila. So far, we only
Mm-hmm.
have three:
Mm-hmm.
Mandaluyong and Manila, and then Ortigas, Cainta area. So if we can have in
You
Quezon,
might want to invite how does it go? We might have touched hearts of some of our viewers and they might have lots that's just idle or you know being used for another thing right now but might have a change of heart. So how do they go about it?
they can reach, they can contact me. I can maybe give you my email later,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
reach me through that.
Yeah, just on the technicalities, how big are we looking at? As small as
Um,
how big?
we're looking at minimum is 1,200.
1,200. Right,
Yes,
right.
because this
And that
1,200
uh,
will be able to house 400 beds.
400
Now,
beds.
yeah, if we go smaller than 400 beds, the economy of scale won't be there, because we then have to now increase the rates to make it work. So my
Mhm.
goal, our goal at City Hub is to make the rent as affordable as possible for our low
Yeah,
income people.
and it seemed like you didn't change your rates since the last time we interviewed you.
Yeah, we did have escalations, but every 3 years. So ever since 2011, every 3 years we have about a 7% increase every 3 years.
How do you make this work when everybody is on a 5 to 10% escalation on their rents? You're just charging it at
Yeah,
how much percent again?
about 5 to 7,
About 5 to 7, but every three
3 years.
years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are other ways that we uh, try to get revenues. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
we have
Mm-hmm.
transient stays. So
Okay.
transient
Okay.
stays, these are not anymore the working people. These are mostly
Yeah.
backpackers. So we're on
Yeah. Yeah.
we're on Airbnb. Now, most Asian travelers, when we travel, we like the 5-star hotel experience, buffet, swimming pool, But most Westerners, I notice when they travel, they like to be immersed. So they like to
Right.
be in
Right.
communities and stuff like that. So we have a listing in Airbnb, and then with Airbnb naman per night they pay us 500. So still
Uh-huh.
very
Uh-huh.
affordable, 500.
Are,
But
are
compared to our
are you also on Agoda?
yes,
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so this
Wow.
way,
Nice.
kasi ang rate namin, let's say if we're leasing at 2,000, average one nine two
Mm-hmm.
nine, so let's say
Mm-hmm.
2,000. It divided by 30 days, that's only about maybe 70 pesos, 80 pesos a day.
Right.
But with our transient, we
Mm-hmm.
are able to ask for 500 a night, right? So
Yeah.
imagine how many times is that from 60, 70 pesos. So
Yeah.
this is how we augment some of the uh, revenues.
Well, that explains the sustainability of the business, right? Because
And
you mix it with other income streams.
yes, so,
Okay, very good. Kasi ano, Panya, baka naman yung mga na-i-invite natin yan, na-attract natin na gustong to help out with City Hub, baka naman sabihin, ay, baka charitable work lang to. Hindi
well,
naman.
no, no, it's not. Like I said, I have nothing against
Mm,
NGOs, foundation, church, because
mm,
they are organizations that are there to do good. The only
mm,
thing is with this type of organization, they're non-profit. So in
yeah,
order for
yeah,
them to continue doing their work, they have to rely on donations, sponsors, grants from uh, other companies, right? So with
right,
social
right,
enterprise, what we're after is we do the social good, but be sustainable. So it's
yeah.
like the middle of both. And one
Mm,
extreme end,
yeah.
if you're just business, you only all you care about. I mean, when people, multinational companies, go to a board meeting, they don't discuss how many people we house, how many work we provided, how many did we pay the right, or did we
We
are we still doing contractual? They don't ask those things. They only
we
ask one
just
thing.
we just hope we just hope they talk about that.
Yeah, but they just ask one thing: how much did we make last year? How much did we make this year? Right? It's like, and that's why it's a very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like for City Hub, we will never be in the publicly listed or IPO because
Mm-hmm.
we're
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
just we're not just revenue
Mm-hmm.
based, income based.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
how it's
yeah,
how your
yeah,
business is graded now. Eh.
yeah.
If your business is doing good because you're making a lot of money, it doesn't matter na yung mga integrity in between.
Right, right. But you still, if, you still make money naman, 'di ba?
Yeah.
To make it
Now,
sustainable. So,
one
so
example
kasi
again.
we might have lot owners who are thinking of, 'di ba? Hindi po siya hindi naman po na ibibigay niyo yung
Yeah.
property niyo, it's not charity. You still make money out of it.
Yeah.
You
Let
you you lease it out, right? We lease it out to
yeah,
City Up, right? Yeah.
yeah. So let me
Okay.
give you one example. A 40-foot container measures 40 feet by 8 feet. So that's
Mm-hmm.
30 square meters.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
in a 30 square meter space, you saw the pictures, how we laid out the
Right,
capsule beds. We can
right.
design it to fit 22 beds. Now,
22 beds.
let's say our average lease rate, because we have 1.9, we have 2.9, at average,
Mm-hmm.
let's say 2,000. So at
Mm-hmm.
2,000 pesos times 22 beds, that's
Yeah,
44,000.
that's
You can
44.
generate
Yeah,
from one
right,
40-foot
right.
container. And one
Mm-hmm.
40-foot container is only 30 square meters. So
Right.
44,000 divided by 30 square meters. So your lease rate is 1,466. Now, I'll ask you, what kind of spaces can lease out 1,400? SM,
Mm-hmm.
yes, they're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Not even condominiums can lease out at this high of
Mm-hmm.
a right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is
Mm-hmm.
why we are able now to provide to the target market that we want to address. For them, we're the cheapest available in the market. They cannot find
Mm-hmm.
anywhere cheaper with the same amenities, providing aircon,
Yeah,
Wi-Fi,
yeah, yeah.
housekeeping, security. But
Right.
for the people who are also investing in the business, it's also a very good, uh,
Mm-hmm.
good
Mm-hmm.
business. Oh, yes, we can probably make it higher. We can probably make it by increasing the rate because right now the rate is really cheap. If I increase it, maybe they can still, but that's not our mission.
Right. Yeah, because you are a building business that cares.
Yeah.
That's our
So we
title,
wanted,
right?
we wanted na, we have to be. I mean, if nobody's gonna, if everybody's only care about themselves, their own well-being, their own
Mm-hmm.
richness,
Mm-hmm.
diba? what will happen
Yeah,
to? That's why the world is the way it is now.
yeah. You might want to invite viewers or property owners who are brokers who have clients who might be exploring something like this, Panya.
Yeah, if any of you are interested to learn more about what we do at City Hub and how City Hub works, you can reach me through my email. It's Panya, Panya, at Citihub, that's spelled as CITIHUB.com.ph.
.com.ph, no?
Yes.
Okay, let me just repeat that. So that's Panya, Panya, at Citihub. Citihub is spelled as CITIHUB.com.ph.
Yes.
If you want to learn more about Citihub, or if you have properties to offer to work with Citihub, then get in touch with Panya.
And the
Any
thing about
final
City Hub,
message? Yeah, Panya, sorry, any final message to people who are
oh,
watching us now?
well, to people in the real estate industry, I hope that we can find a way to work together and see how we can do a more meaningful projects. There are a lot of people who also uh, who are in need of help, and those who are capable or with more resource, it should be us who will try to support them.
Very good, very good. And we got a message. He sent me a message saying, say hello to Panya at saludo kami sa iyo, Panya. And you know who sent me the message?
Who?
Panya?
Who?
But wait. Let me just open it, huh? Roberto Bantug Tan. Yeah,
Yeah, he was my classmate.
right. And I'm sure we've touched a lot of people today because our episode this Saturday is something different. Yes, we want to develop the city. We want to have our commercial centers because we need supermarkets. We need to buy things, but it needs to be a balance of things in city or community developments. There has to be something that reaches out to the hearts and gives back hearts, right? And City Hub is one of those. So maraming salamat, Sir Panya, for being with us here at Realty Realities this Saturday. It's an eye opener, not just to me. I've seen, I've heard, but again, you've added something to it by explaining what City Hub has in store. So maraming salamat. And
Thank
because
you,
of
thank
that,
you.
we'll be sending you, care of our sponsor, a bucket of Popeyes, the Louisiana chicken, the battered chicken that's so yummy and so delicious. So, but we didn't send it to where you are right now because they might reject it. So we'll just send it to your office tomorrow. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yan. Palakpakan po natin again, Mr. Panya Boonsirithum and City Hub. To the people of City Hub, marami pong salamat and God bless you. So that's the Saturday afternoon that we have here at Realty Realities. Again, another avenue that we've touched this episode is development of properties isn't just about making money out of it, building condominiums, although it is good, right? It serves a purpose. But again, this is something that serves a deeper purpose. It's dormitories that makes it convenient, accessible, and affordable. Yun yung pinaka special. Affordable for as little as less than 2,000 pesos to about 2,700 data yung aircon rooms. You can find a home, a temporary home for you, so that you don't have to travel far. You don't have to spend for transportation just to get to your offices or even to your schools. So maraming salamat to those who watched us this Saturday, our 13th episode for season 5. We'd like to finally thank our sponsors. That's Vista Residences. We also have Q Bags by Candy. And speaking of Q Bags by Candy, she just, I don't know if she produced it. I think it was produced by Viva. So she has a movie. Galing ng timing. Because this is after the MMFF, diba? Where people are clamoring for more Filipino content to be out. So let's flash on screen the movie. 1 week to go. That's showing in all your major cinemas. It's called Road Trip. Yan ang mga 90s, mga 90s idols nyo. No? Yes, idols po. Hindi pala nyo, idols po natin. And then this is I've seen the trailer. You guys should watch Road Trip on January 17. Okay? So maraming salamat po muli. God bless us all. At mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Ang ubo, mabilis lumala, kaya dapat agapan. Dapat New Solmux Advanced Syrup. May 2 times zinc para ang ubo, imbis na lumala, tulungang mabilis mawala. New Solmux Advanced Syrup.
Unilab yan.
Ang 40D, tumutulong patibayin ng vital organs, iwas sakit sa puso at iba pang sakit.